Hello friends and welcome to my YouTube channel Simply Stocks, and today I bring to you a very interesting microcap company, Patel Airtemp, which could end up being a multi-bagger from here. So let's understand where it is headed and what needs to be done. So let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation. People taking any position to any share that I talk about should do that with their own due diligence and research, and I am not in favor or against any company that I talk about. Before I talk about Patel Airtemp, here's a small request that kindly support me on Patreon, and once you do that, it will help me grow the channel. It will help you also ask me questions in greater detail. Once you get the $10 membership, you will have access to my portfolio, my watch list, and number of podcasts that I put up from time to time. And also, if you can pay $100 upfront, then you get 1 year access by paying for 10 months. So that's a 20% discount. For detailed market or company talk or a number of stocks you're holding, or you want to buy some stocks, you can directly email me and we can work things out with a fee. And also, if you cannot pay through card, you can pay through PayPal if that is possible in your region. Now about the company. Established in 1973, Patel Airtime designs a range of air conditioning, refrigeration, and heat mass transfer equipments. Their product portfolio include a shell and tube heat exchanger, air fine coolers, pressure vessels, shell and fine tube heat exchangers. Majorly have clients in India, and they serve the oil and gas, petrochemicals, petroleum, thermal power kind of businesses, fertilizers, chemical, cements. So what has happened is, as the gas prices and petrol prices has risen over the last 2 years or so, the demand for their products have also risen, especially in the last 1 year, 15 months. Things have changed dramatically in the oil and gas sector, and we are seeing demand coming back, and that has led to the up move in the stock as well. There's some major clients are Indian Oil, Reliance Industries, Siemens, and HP. So you may very well understand that it is a direct proxy to the oil price rush that is happening. And I believe that going forward, as things open up globally, especially here in India, as it is an Indian centric company, the demand for its products will increase even further because the demand for oil will increase. I can't imagine that people will not be moving around in the same manner as they were doing in 2018 and 2019. I think things will come back 80 to 90% to that level again, probably in a year or year and a half time. And the market cap of the company is only 100 crores, which is very interesting, and I'll discuss about it later. Now about the financials. So these are Q4 numbers, and you look at that sales of 72 crores for Q4, and profit was flat at 3 crores. So there was flat sales and profit numbers, but debt-free company. Decent promoter holding is there, not much of FII DII holding, in fact none at all. Return on equity of 12%, operating profit margin of 10% is increasing every quarter as demand increases and they are selling more products. So that's what it is now. If you look at sales of 72 crores for one quarter could equate to nearly 280 crores to 300 crores of sales for the year, whereas the market cap of the company is 100 crores. That is extremely necessary to understand that it is trading at only one third of its market cap. If you look at the performance of the stock, it has been a big outperformer in the last 1 year. It seemed like in the last 15 months or 12 months, the stock has been rediscovered or discovered from around 100 region. It has surged past 200 220 right now, and people are buying into it. Remember, the base is extremely low, which means that the equity base is extremely low, so any kind of heavy buying leads to heavy movement up and down, or selling leads to heavy movement on the downside. Has doubled from a market cap of only 50 crores a year ago. So if you remember, in 2019 I came up with the video on Kilpest. That was the first video when I came up on Kilpest. At that time the market cap was around 60-70 crores, and not in the similar vein, but this has potential to go big, I must say. So have been producing very strong numbers, but has been volatile lately. So these numbers are not consistent. So if everything would have been good, the stock would have been at 600-700 crores rather than being at 100 crores. So that is why the stock has struggled altogether. Profits have consistently increased over years. It has just been 1 or 2 quarters during the shutdown, etc., that things are not that great. So I believe that from 23 onwards, FY23 onwards, the numbers are going to be totally different and much better than what we are seeing on the ground. The valuations look extremely reasonable. As I have explained, trading at 12-15 times earnings and trading at only point 0.3 times sales. Point 0.3 times sales. It's not even one time sales at the moment. It is extremely cheap. A potential to be 3 to 5x from here very easily possible. I can't say beyond that, but at least 3 to 5x is very much possible considering all these things. So why it can be 5x in a few years? It can be a 500 crore market cap company. See, the industry is being served to do well as India opens. So right now what is happening is the industry is in slumber. The oil industry, oil distribution industry, gas industry, they're not doing that great. Once movement of traffic begins even further and gets going big time, you will see difference in the kind of demand for oil, etc. Yes, we are talking of renewables, and that is why I'll describe as to when to sell the stock. We are talking of renewable energy, we are talking of clean energy, etc., and that would come into being in the next 6 8 10 years. But for the foreseeable future, as things open up by 23, I think next 3 4 years could be extremely good for the company, and the numbers could be extremely positive, and then probably a re-rating would take place for the stock even further. Say 7 times FY23 earnings, that's what I believe the stock is trading at 225. I think FY23 earnings could be around 30 rupees or so. So 7 times earnings is extremely, you can say, cheap, very you can attractively priced at the moment. Yes, it has run up in the recent past, so wait for some kind of consolidation to buy. Remember that demand for its services should increase as demand for oil increases. It's a direct play on oil, and I'm positive that that would happen going forward. And if economy slightly gets on track or slightly gets on its feet, these are the kind of ancillary stocks that are going to do even better, that people do not realize, but are going to do even better. So a potentially undiscovered consumer oriented stock it is, because directly related to oil companies, HP, BPCL, so on and so forth, Oil India. So a very interesting ancillary play in this, and very few people might be knowing about it, and those who know have invested. Huge opportunity once sales increase, as top line growth has been meager, and we are seeing that for 2 3 quarters. And remember, the stock is trading only at point 0.3 times sales, and that is in extremely attractive levels. Downside is there's no question about it, that you can have a 30 to 40% downside. Take that from me. So you buy at 220, you have to keep a stop loss of something like 150 on it. You cannot say that it goes down just 20-30 rupees and you sell. This is the kind of risk you have in a 100 crore market cap company. You have to ride through pain to make it big. Maybe the stock will just run after you buy. That could also happen, but rarely that happens. If you look at the technicals of the stock, then it is very strong on charts, and the short term support lies around 180. So the short term support itself is around 20% lower, whereas the long term support is around 145, and that's what I'm saying, that unless it breaches 145, just stay with the stock and probably invest into it. Another point I want to make here is invest for the long haul into such companies. So as I was mentioning, that once you invest into the stock, keep a deeper stop loss. 140, 145 will be your time to probably worry about getting into it. So you have to take into account that you're going to lose 30-40% once you invest into such stocks which are under 1000 crore market cap. At a 1000 2000 crore market cap, it is extremely difficult to understand all parameters as you would do with a larger company. But here things look good, but have that in mind. So this disclaimer is always there. So 145 is your worst case scenario from here on in. Probably a declines towards 180 is good opportunity to probably get into the stock. It is making higher highs, which is quite positive. May consolidate and then surge, and the major breakout is expected above 235. Once 235 240 is taken out, we are looking at even 360 on the stock in no time. So yes, the movement could be extremely volatile and fast. So downside and upside could happen extremely fast because the equity base is low. So you need to understand that. So it has risen a lot in the last 2 weeks. So wait for consolidation. Over the last 2-3 weeks, it has surged. So probably some consolidation, some decline, and then probably get into the stock. Wait for some numbers as well for the June quarter. That would help you. But if you are not if you are risk averse, do not get into the stock. If you are not looking to, I mean, have sleepless nights, do not get into such stock. Get into larger companies, but it has potential to be big over the next couple of years. So what needs to be done? In my opinion, valuations are reasonable to accumulate if you have a 2-3 year time frame. I think numbers will only improve going forward as things open up. Yes, 6 months could be difficult. Next 2 quarters might not be that great, but from March quarter onwards, things should look up. We are right now scared about the third coming of it, so you need to be careful about it. And once it becomes 500 crores market cap, then kindly exit the stock. So this is a video on Patel ATM. Please like and subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon. Thank you.